Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today I have an interesting little impressions review of the Wii Banter. And this is I guess the first Wii Banter that came out. I know I did a review and impressions of the Big Banter and also the Baby Banter by Civivi. Now Wii Civivi are both part of the same company, it's Wii Civivi, right? So this is the Banter, and this is a design by Ben Peterson. He has also done the Lander by Nav's Knives. That's another knife that he's designed as well. And this follows his rule, if you're familiar with Ben, follows his rule that, it's got to be within the one finger. Now, he's got longer fingers than me, obviously, but this would follow the rule. It's not longer than his finger. And it is a liner lock, as you can see. And the liner lock is fairly, I don't know if you can see that, it engages right around 30%. So it's really solid and locks up really well. I like this because it's got the anodized blue thumb studs. That's really nice. Deep pocket carry clip that's fully recessed all the way. So that's really nice. Now this is right hand only, as you can tell. You can't do a left hand, so it doesn't swap out like some of the other knives do. And the screws here, I believe these are T8s and these are T8s. So all of these are T8s, but this is a T6 on the deep carry pocket clip. Deep carry pocket clip has the typical little loop here. Not terrible. Has the standoffs in the back. And this is a fixed pivot screw here. So it's fixed in place and it's not free floating. So that's nice. So you don't have to have double screwdrivers for that. It has the "What's up, guys" little acronym there. And very comfortable little knife. It is thumb studs, so you can definitely flick it with your, forward flick it or reverse flick it as well. Really nice. I have medium to large hands, so I got a good grip on here, medium in lengthwise, but large in widthwise. So medium to medium large hands, I think you would have a good grip on there. I guess large hands would be large to extra large hands, really large hands to extra large hands would be out here. Still, I think a good grip as far as that's concerned. The deep pocket carry clip's not too terrible, and the jimping on here works really well. It's kind of only short here. It's only that very small part. Got a little bit of oil on there because I do oil these up. Can't really choke up much more. That's your full grip presentation right there. So there is that. The G10 scale, as you can see, is textured, so it's got a nice texture, really good grip. Now I had one of these in carbon fiber. Did not care for it because the edges were much sharper. They were harsher, and when I was holding this, they weren't as chamfered as these edges are here. And I'm already finding this more comfortable than that one. And I don't know if, I don't know what was different, but it feels different for me. Now my goal is I want to get, Navs talks about some scales that are made out there that are contoured. And they can even put a toothpick in there, and I want to get those for this knife when they become available. I'm looking for them, and I'll probably do a video swapping those out. Plan to do that with the Baby Banter and maybe even the Big Banter if they do that as well. So very, very nice knife. Great action. It's cage ceramic ball bearing, so it can drop really nicely, as you can see. So there is that. What else? Really, really, really great knife. I like this knife. Wanted to get this, especially once I saw those contoured scales, because I think that's going to make this knife fantastic. Just a winner, right? So I like that a lot. And one thing I've noticed with this one, because it is a flat grind, right? Comes down to a pretty thin edge, but because it's a flat grind, I can, use my middle finger to flick that. So I have multiple deployments. Usually I can do it. Oops, sorry. Do it on the left, with the left hand as well, really nicely. So I like that a lot. So that's something to consider if you're a lefty and you like that. Oh, the other thing about those contoured scales that I want to get, you see this right here, you can't really see, you can see that here's the liner lock, right? And you've got some accessibility to, but it's not cut away. As you can see, it's, it sticks up just a little bit, but you really have to kind of dig in to get to it. Those other contoured scales, they actually have a little more cutaway, better accessibility, which is very similar to what's on the Big Banter and the Baby Banter. So that is one of the things the reason why I didn't like it before, but I think I would really love it once I get a hold of those. So looking forward to getting those at some point and putting those on. But anyways, very, very cool knife. Definitely a knife worth having. If you need a smaller knife, I think this definitely fits the bill. So let's go ahead and do some measurements. See, is this any different than perhaps, maybe the carbon fiber. So let's get a weight. 2.82 ounces. So 2.82 ounces. Let's see if that falls into the rule of the ratios. So we are at just under 3 inches. So that is really, really close. Almost perfect in the ratio. Definitely less than 3 inches. So if you're in a state that has a 3-inch rule, this is definitely a knife worth considering. So maybe of great value to you. It's about 2 3/4 of an inch in length, so it's really close to the ratios for the edge length there, for sure. The handle itself, we're looking at right 3.5 inches, so we've got about 3.5 inches on the handle. Really, really nice as well. So overall length of the knife, we're looking at a knife that's probably about 6.5 inches. So that's not terrible. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at that. By the way, it came centered really great, so really nice. Let's go ahead and look at we'll look at the blade length here. That's right at 0.1 inches, so it's 1/10 of an inch. That's a really nice thin blade, very nice thin cutting edge. I think it's really, really great for cutting, and you'll really enjoy that. And I love the action on this knife. Really, really nice. Works really well. So again, I think this is a great knife for the price that you pay. That it's WE construction. I mean, it's a little nicer than the Civivi, not much, but definitely has some extra little things to it that make it worthwhile. But I think you would really find this a value and of a really nice knife to carry. I think it's a great knife for the price. I think it's like what, $90 or somewhere around there. If you find them on sale, you can even get them for under that. So really, really nice knife. Really, really works well. And I'm looking forward to those contoured scale. That's the real reason why this is back in my collection. So let's go ahead and do a little measurement and look at the overall length. We'll put it next to a penguin. Here's just a regular penguin. You'll notice that the handle on the penguin is a little bit larger, definitely smaller. And as far as the blade length, definitely a little smaller than a penguin. So in penguin, nice little easy knife to carry. Then we have a bug out. You can see it's definitely smaller than the bug out for sure. And then we'll put it next to a paramilitary 3. Very, very much, the handles are certainly smaller than both of those. But if you look at the blade length, I think we're really close on the blade length here between these two. This blade length is definitely longer on the bug out. And then look at the paramilitary 3, which is obviously going to be a much larger knife. You can see that, much, much larger. And so if we compare that to the big Banter, you can see that very, very similar in size, but very similar in design. But you can definitely see that the blade is obviously much, well, actually when you look at the blade's only like 1/4 of an inch bigger, but with the finger choil that the big Banter has, the handle is much, much larger, and the big Banter is closer to the paramilitary, or the paramilitary 2, right? And then if we compare it to the baby bug out, the Civivi baby bug out, which is, the baby Banter, I don't know why I said baby bug out, the baby Banter, you'll notice that obviously the baby Banter is much smaller. And one thing you can probably see, you can see the easier access to the liner on both of these guys. Really, really nice access to the liner here. So that is one of the things that I think the Banter was missing, and why I'm looking forward to getting those scales, because that makes it not as pleasing to always deploy. So I'm looking forward to getting hold of those. But that's what I really like about the big Banter. Super easy action. Very, very, very nice. Right? So I'm glad to have all 3 of these in the collection. The baby Banter, the Banter, and the big Banter. So that's kind of a comparison there. This is definitely baby Banter. Highly, highly recommended. Really, really like that. The big Banter, really, really great recommended knife as well. But, the Banter, I really like that one as well. And highly recommend this, and hope that you consider this, as part of your collection. I'm definitely going to put this into my recommended knives. And just say that, I enjoy a lot about this knife. I will say that I will probably enjoy a lot more once I get a hold of those scales that are coming out that I can find at Nab's Knives. But otherwise, great, great knife. Something definitely worth considering for your collection. We can do a little up close if you want to see a little bit more about that. You can see the nice flat grind. You can see the flat swedge up here. And you can see the nice it's captive pivot. Definitely not going to be floating around or anything like that. And then the nice texture on the G10. And you can see the deep carry clip. Very, very nice. Very much area, clears the area, much space, a lot of space underneath there for pants. And that's going to be a T8 pivot right there, and those are T8s right there. T8s, T8s, and that right there, those are T6s. So really, really nice. Anyways, that's the Banter. If you like this review, or if you have any questions or other things you would like me to talk about, please feel free to comment down below and give me some feedback. I would love to learn what other things you would find of value, of interesting or helpful. I'd love to maybe take a look at that for you. And if you found this interesting, of value or entertaining, would you consider subscribing and maybe hitting that like button? It sure helps me out to know that I'm providing content that's worth your time, and I'll keep doing so. And if you like this video, maybe consider following me over on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. That's robs_nerdy_knives. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.